Picture this, dawn breaking over Manila Bay, the sky painted in hues of gold and pink, as the city slowly stirs to life. The water glimmers with the first light, and ships, both old and new, begin their morning patrols, a daily ritual that's as much about security as it is about hope. This is the Philippines at sunrise, a nation on the move, quietly preparing for a day that will ripple far beyond its shores. For decades, the Philippines was a name tucked away on the edge of the world map, a cluster of islands often overlooked in the grand sweep of global affairs. It was a place known for its beaches, its people, and its storms, but rarely for its power. But now, the story has changed. The Philippines is front and center in the global narrative, quietly, steadily, and undeniably taking its place as the new strategic heart of the Pacific. The skyline of Manila is no longer just a backdrop. It's a symbol of ambition and transformation. Let's break down why everyone, from Washington to Tokyo, now has their eyes glued to these islands. First off, geography. But it's not just about where the Philippines is on the map, it's about what that location means in a world where power is shifting eastward. The Philippines sits right at the crossroads of the South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean. It's a natural gateway between East and Southeast Asia, a bridge connecting continents and cultures, and a sentry standing watch over some of the world's busiest waters. These aren't just scenic islands, they're the main arteries for international shipping, vital fisheries, and crucially, military movement. Every day, thousands of ships pass through these waters, carrying everything from oil and electronics to food and raw materials. The stakes couldn't be higher. Control the Philippines and you've got your hand on the tap of global trade. It's a position that gives Manila leverage and responsibility on a scale few other nations can claim. The world's supply chains and the security of entire regions depend on what happens here. But it's more than just location. The Philippines is a nation of over 110 million people, with a young, dynamic workforce and a culture that's as resilient as it is welcoming. Its cities pulse with energy, its countryside is rich with resources, and its people are looking outward, ready to seize new opportunities. The last few years have seen Manila revive its old alliances, especially with the United States. After a period of uncertainty, the partnership is back in full force, built on shared history and mutual interests. Through agreements like EDCA, American troops have access to key bases here, rotating in, training, and keeping the region secure. These aren't just symbolic gestures, they're real boots-on-the-ground commitments that send a message to friends and rivals alike. Add in joint drills with Australia, Japan, and South Korea, and you're looking at a serious defense network, all anchored by the Philippines. These exercises aren't just about military might, they're about building trust, sharing knowledge, and preparing for the challenges of a rapidly changing world. Now, let's talk about tension, specifically in the South China Sea. This isn't just a local dispute, it's a global flashpoint, where the interests of superpowers collide and the rules of the international order are tested. These waters around the Philippines have become a flashpoint. Naval vessels from multiple countries shadow each other, coast guards stand ready, and every move is watched by the world's media. China's sweeping claims run straight into Manila's insistence on sovereignty. The tension is palpable, with diplomatic protests, standoffs at sea, and a constant game of brinkmanship that keeps everyone on edge. But the Philippines isn't backing down. Instead, it's standing taller than ever, determined to defend its waters and its people no matter the odds. They've taken their case to The Hague, winning a landmark legal victory that set a precedent for the entire region. At home, they're building up their Coast Guard, investing in new ships and technology, and rallying neighbors to defend international law and the freedom of the seas. Of course, a strong defense needs modern kit. The days of relying on outdated equipment are over. The Philippine military is in the midst of a real transformation, buying new ships, jets, drones, and radars. These upgrades aren't just about prestige, they're about real capability, giving the country the tools it needs to protect its interests and its people. The days of a rusty old navy are over. The image of neglected ships and underfunded forces is being replaced by a new reality, one where the Philippines is ready to meet any challenge, on land, at sea, or in the air. Now it's about high-tech patrols and real reach across the archipelago. From radar stations to fast patrol boats, the country is building a network that can respond quickly and decisively to any threat. And it's not just about soldiers and ships. The Philippines is also investing in its people, its businesses, and its future. The energy in Manila's business districts is palpable, with entrepreneurs and innovators driving growth in technology, finance, and services. Investors are piling in, America, Japan, Australia, and more, all seeing the Philippines as a key partner and a growing market. The country's young population, English proficiency, and strategic location make it a magnet for foreign capital and expertise. From new ports to digital highways, the country's infrastructure is booming. Massive projects are underway, connecting islands, speeding up trade, and setting the stage for a new era of prosperity. The Philippines is positioning itself not just as a military stronghold, but as a regional economic hub, one that can compete with the best in Asia. On the diplomatic stage, the Philippines has shaken off its old image as a follower. Today, it's a leader, confident, assertive, and unafraid to speak up for its interests and its values. Today, Manila shapes ASEAN conversations, leads on climate issues, and takes charge in humanitarian crises. Whether it's hosting summits or sending rescue teams to disaster zones, the Philippines is showing what it means to be a responsible regional power. It's not just a seat at the table, it's often at the head. Filipino diplomats are respected for their skill, their pragmatism, and their ability to build bridges between nations with competing interests. Listen to the experts. The Philippines is the linchpin of Pacific security, says one former U.S. ambassador. Its role is no longer just reactive, it's proactive, shaping the agenda and setting the pace for the region. Geography, diplomacy, and serious domestic change, it all adds up, notes a top Southeast Asia analyst. The transformation is real, and it's happening faster than many expected. So what does all this mean? It means the Philippines is no longer just a bystander in the Pacific, it's a key player, a nation whose choices and actions will shape the future of the region for decades to come. The Philippines isn't just a player, it's the cornerstone of Pacific power politics. Its influence is growing, its voice is louder, and its future is brighter than ever. Geography, alliances, and a modern military have made it impossible to ignore. The world is watching, and the Philippines is ready to lead. The underdog story is over. The Philippines has stepped into the spotlight, not just as a survivor but as a leader, confident, capable, and proud. The Philippines is here, leading, protecting, and setting the pace for the entire Pacific. Its journey is just beginning, and the world would do well to pay attention.